Time for my topic. I know it didn't make any sense, Damon. I'm sorry. Monday, we had the day off here in America. It was great.
America.
Fuck yeah. And I went to the movies. Saw 2 movies in one day. Saw that Godzilla.
Yes.
Saw the X-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Damon. Damon sums it all up perfectly.
Meh.
I enjoyed that.
But it wasn't
amazing.
like the yes.
So many people are like, it's the greatest movie ever.
It's
Like,
Hugh
get outta here.
Jackman's best work.
They said it.
No, I said that.
We all know it's Kate. It's all
Why'd you
Kate,
say it like a Thai accent?
Kate and Leopold.
That was a Thai accent?
That- yeah.
Thai roots.
Hi,
Yeah.
hi-
I thought you meant like Thai the people.
I was like, I definitely did not try to say it in an accent.
Just
that would
don't
be
try
offensive
now,
to
Nick.
Thai
I know
people.
you're about to, and just don't.
I'm not gonna do
Okay,
it.
good.
I'm not
I
gonna
felt
do
the
it.
need to safety that one.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Here's what I came up with, though, is that we've talked a lot in our circles, one-on-one conversations about
Right.
going to the movies, yada, yada. I'm officially so fucking over going to the movies.
Greg.
I'm
Now-
ready for day and date. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Where did you see these 2 movies?
Saw them at the Metreon.
Okay. When was the last time you went to a movie at the Kabuki Theater?
It's been
here
a
in San
long time,
Francisco?
but I had gone over the Christmas break to iPix in Seattle, which is, I think, a nicer version of Kabuki, where you have like nice recliners. You sit, you buy your seats online ahead of time. You have your individual seats. They bring you popcorn for free. Then they come up and they take drink orders. and
Popcorn
food
for
orders.
free?
Yeah,
Getting you thirsty.
Yeah,
Smart.
The drinks you gotta pay
get
for.
those drinks. That is an awesome theater, but it's just, I don't know. Something about the Kabuki seems out of the way, and it's I don't know. It's something weird about it. Like, I'm excited for the Alamo Draft House, which is pretty much the same thing. That's coming to the Mission. It'll be there. But I'm so over just going to a random movie theater and seeing a movie and having, we got there and like, first off, it's, you're paying for parking. That was like $20 because you're downtown in San Francisco. Then we get in there and I'm not
Get
even
that
mad.
shit validated.
Can they do that some places?
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta get it validated.
You go in the movies, you get there, you got to get early. You get there, you can't get the exact seats you want. You do get the seats you want. Somebody's kicking you from behind. Strangers come and sit next to you. During Godzilla, there was this hillbilly couple at the end of it. Like the guy had a mullet, and they were like talking super loud and being annoying. And I was like, Kids come in, annoying ass kids.
But I think that's part of the charm for me.
Go
is that,
fuck off with your
Really?
charm.
Not all those things, but when you don't get those things, it's awesome. Right, when like it is a great movie experience, there's nothing better than that. And I'm kind of the opposite. So I'm very competitive. I like to get to the theater an hour ahead of time, and I like to stand in that line, and I count how many people from the front I am, and I think to myself, I did a good thing because I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get the seats I want. I'm gonna lock these seats down. And before I used to be non-confrontational, so when people would ask, "Can I sit there?" I'd be like, "Oh, this is the worst thing." Now, as I get older, I love telling people that I'm saving those seats, and I love it even more when there are those 2 people that come in 1 minute before the previews start,
they suck.
and they're like, "Is someone sitting there?" And I'm like, "Yes, someone's sitting here."
Are they really?
You're
sitting there?
lying to
Somebody
them.
really
I don't
sitting
care. Who
there?
cares? It's
I
not
was
gonna
wondering. I
matter.
wasn't sure.
I
Sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
generally I only save seats for people if I absolutely need them. Like when I went and saw X-Men, Aransky he had to put up the daily fix, and so they had some technical problems and they were late. And this is a ridiculous story because it happened to me also that same night. We went and saw the movie at the Century Theater, which is right across from the Metreon.
Yeah.
Which we have all been going to the Metreon for so long that we go on autopilot. I went up to the line at the Metreon and was like, "Oh wait, this is the wrong theater." Aransky's like, "Save my seat, I'm coming." And I'm like, "Get me some popcorn for saving your seat." And he goes, "Fine." And he goes, "I've got the popcorn. We'll be in there in a second." And about 10 minutes go by. Now, mind you, the popcorn is like 30 feet away from this theater. Like, I'm like, I bet I know what happened. And I'm like, "Are you at the Metreon?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "You're at the wrong theater." So Aransky and James, and you know Aransky, and Aransky looks exactly like you would think an Aransky would look like. Had to run.
He said that's the second time he said this on the show. I love it.
I had to run from the Metreon all down the street, across the street
With the popcorn?
With the popcorn. And he comes with 2 bags of popcorn. He goes, "Here you go." And he got
I
there
love
in time for
that
the
they
movie.
let them bring it in though.
I don't think that, yeah, and it
They
was
don't
weird.
know.
They don't
They don't
think
even
really
care.
It's just kids working there. Like,
But we
they
had
get
that great.
angry about
This is the
that.
thing about movie-going experiences that I will miss once, because movies are going to die one day. Theaters are gonna
Yeah.
die. Is that you put all that energy into it, and very often you don't get that energy back in the movie, right? It's never. Usually these days the movie's like always just whatever, so. But then you see a movie like
it's a
X-Men,
PG-13 movie.
right? But you see, what did you think of Godzilla, by the way?
I loved Godzilla.
Okay, so you see a movie like that, and you're like, it's worth it. All of that build up, all that energy that went into it, I got it back tenfold, and this is a great experience for me. And you just won't be able to get an experience like that ever again, I don't think. But Greg, for you,
Yeah.
you are just a mile a minute, so you don't have any patience anymore for these things.
You're right. I'm busy.
too busy.
There had to be a day off of work for me to go see 2 movies I was legitimately excited about. Spider-Man, I will not see until it comes to
Well,
instant.
You're not missing much with Spider-Man. It was pretty good.
But this is my thing: is if you released it, if movies came day and date digital.
It's really good.
That's a good Greg. Yeah, you drew a good one there. I'll take a photo and put it up, and I'll forget actually all about that, so don't worry about that.
Put a little shirt on.
If you put Spider-Man day and date on digital streaming services, I would have watched the opening night here, but instead I don't, and I'll wait to rent it. And I'm saying I would have paid like what is it? It's $12, $13, $14 to get a ticket in a movie theater.
It's like 11.
even
Yeah,
more,
it's
man.
$11 maybe.
I
insane, man.
I would
not
rent
worth it.
a day and date thing for $10.
If you get your tickets ahead of time with the convenience fee, it's like $15, right?
Yeah.
That's absurd.
And
Like-
but on top of that too is like, and then like I don't know if you know this, I have a child. His name is Portillo. So if I'm gonna go see a movie on opening Friday night, right? Like Christine and I have to sync up the fact that one of us comes home and gets the dog. God forbid I have to come all the way back here to get the dog, get back to the city to do this. It's just like
God forbid you ask me to fucking walk that.
you hate
dog.
that dog.
Once in a while, you'll do it still.
I know
walking
because
it.
I know because
I'll do it for you.
you're one of those guys who's all talk.
Well,
You like to act like a tough guy
I'm
here on
all
the show,
something.
but you're the sweetest, softest man I
And
know.
it rhymes with talk.
I'm all.
It's cock.
Yeah, yes, it is. Cock. Greg, I'm gonna one up you here. I'm gonna up the ante here.
Yeah.
And say that I'm over movies. Period. And
Period.
I've been over movies for
You're not looking
several
for it.
years
You
now.
love
You're
that
not even
Star
gonna watch
Wars
movies
7.
at home?
No.
Oh my god.
I like I actually my girlfriend made me watch Don John the other day, which was fucking terrible.
Didn't you tweeted that you've now revoked her.
Yeah,
privileges,
she's no
right?
longer allowed to pick anything on Netflix.
Why was it terrible?
That movie sucks.
Why? Because it paints New Jersey for the light that it should be painted in?
No, because it's just a random ass, super vulgar. Don't want to. It's funny. I envisioned myself watching that for some reason with my father. But it was
Really?
I was like, oh no.
But it had Tony Danza in it.
It has I did appreciate the inclusion of Tony Danza.
was
I did
me,
remark
right.
on that several times. But
Hey,
here's,
hey.
yeah, great actor.
Thank you.
Really
Love Tony Danza.
He was
So
amazing.
so
You have an autographed
Angela.
photo of him.
But here's what I'm going to say. So I don't watch movies anymore. Like I talked to Greg recently about this. The last movie I saw in the theater was Lincoln.
With me.
So that was 2 years ago, maybe. And to me,
Well,
it's
there's your
like
problem. You watch that.
That was a great movie.
it was great. I liked
Man,
it.
I fell asleep during it.
But and before that, I think I saw American Reunion or whatever,
Yeah.
and then Batman. Yes.
Which one? Which one? The good one or the bad one?
Which
Bad
Batman?
one.
Yeah,
the
the
best
bad
Batman.
one.
Which was?
The Dark Knight Rises.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the only good one of that trilogy.
What? You're on this.
Oh,
you're in
man.
that camp too.
Team Bane, bro.
Team
Fact.
sane person. Yeah, team sane person.
I was like, where are you going? Oh, insane person. That's where you were walking.
But
to.
here's where I'm at. So I don't watch movies, but I watch a ton of Netflix and a ton of Amazon Prime, and I'm watching TV shows all the time. And I've come to demand a really in-depth story, and I want to get invested for
I
a
agree with
long
this.
period of
You
time.
like X-Men.
90 minutes is not
Here,
enough.
here.
90 minutes
Here,
is
here.
not enough to get invested in some of these stories. And I think about something like you could tell Mad Men's story probably in a 3-hour movie, right? You could do it. Like, dude is an ad exec. He has a beautiful wife, cheats on his wife, marries another woman. Okay, like you can.
He also has this invented history that they have to.
exactly.
establish.
He
they got
he
away
was-
from all that. It doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, it's
Spoilers for Mad Men season 4.
You know, like
on.
I like the idea of getting invested and finding something to like. A movie just can't tell the same story. It can't. It cannot tell the same story. And so
Well,
the
same story
great
as what?
serials.
As a book?
No, as the rise of the serial or the re-rise of the serial in the last 10, 12
Sure.
years, has set the bar higher for multimedia storytelling.
Yeah.
And I go to see a movie and I'm like, I really like the Bourne movies when I was younger. I
Yeah.
really like those movies a lot. And I think about them now and I'm like, those are really good. It's a tight trilogy, a tight story. But man, I would have loved a 5-season show of
Yeah.
the Bourne movies.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like really get into the nitty gritty of it.
I'm with you on this. This is what I was talking
So
about.
I just don't see movies anymore because I'm
See,
just
but
like, I
that's-
can't be satisfied by them.
Well, we always
Yeah.
talk about it with, and I know you'll scoff at this, but it's proving your point, so just give me a little bit of rope, is the fact that I would say Smallville is the best live-action interpretation of Superman in my lifetime. Probably ever. Because as great as the
Better than
Christo-
Superman 4?
Better than Quest for Peace with John Cryer's breakout role. No, it's just the fact that even though there's tons of shitty fucking Smallville episodes, there was so much good of like defining that character and watching him grow up in quotes. You know what I mean? Like getting to know that like a movie can't get. You watch Man of Steel and you're just like, the fuck is whatever are you doing? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I mean, the
movie
only
sucked.
reason why I would come to movies' defenses is because you're a
pedophile.
You just can't get the budgets for shows that you can get with movies.
Cinephile,
right?
I mean, sorry.
Yeah, that second one, not that first one. You're not gonna get X-Men Days of Future Past quality
Sure.
ever on TV. It's just the economics are never going to be there for it.
But would you rather have Days of Future Past story in 24 episodes with 50% quality or 90 minutes
No, because
of Days of Future
the
Past?
problem for me with TV and why it doesn't win out is because look at what's happening with Mad Men right now, right? Like they have to milk these things for so long in order to get the next thing on TV, right? AMC's hurting right now. They don't know what they're going to do next. They have this.
They got Turn.
They have this cool. Is it the computer hacking show?
Yeah, Halt and Catch Fire or whatever.
That looks cool.
awesome.
It looks pretty awesome. But the problem with I have Mad Men is they're forced to sort of drag these things out a little bit beyond where.
Beyond.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was drinking the bourbon.
Where they should be, right? Mad Men does seven or 8 episodes, and then we have to wait an entire year.
Yeah, I mean that
for
sucks.
the second
but that's,
half of that
but that's
season.
AMC's technique, man. They've been doing that with everything they have.
Right,
and it's
but
bullshit.
also with Don Draper, at this point, I'm like, his character arc for me should have ended. We should have come to a resolution on that by the 3rd season. It's too long. How many times can you see a guy cheating on his wife where you're like, I don't care about this character anymore. I just don't care about.
But that's a
Don Draper
critique
anymore.
of that show.
I think that's where a lot of shows have to go. Look at Lost. Lost was amazing for 3 seasons. Then it went 2 more seasons.
But then look at Breaking Bad. And like
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones so far has been impeccable.
Sure. But for every Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, there's like 30 television
But-
shows that
yeah,
went
but for
way
movies,
too.
it's the
Look at
same
look at
thing.
How I Met Your Mother, where it was like
okay.
season 19. And
You
they're
still
like,
have The Shield.
The entire episode's about the
You
wedding.
still have The Wire. You
Yeah,
still have The Sopranos.
The Wire's a
Arrow.
great example. Wire's what, 4
The
seasons?
Sopranos went on too long. I would argue.
I agree with you too. But
The
I mean,
Shield- the Wire,
even like
the Wire
sixth-
would have gone on too long, but it got canceled. I think they decided not to. do it, which is
So
why
The
it
Wire
good.
was awesome.
But
Which was
assume
great.
but assume what you're saying is true. But that I would say the first 2 seasons of Lost were some of the best TV ever. I was
I
really
would put them
obsessed
up
with-
as the best TV ever. Probably.
And but assume let's just say that it was
Next to
so
The
let's say
Game.
it was 3 seasons total. So that's
Oh,
24
it would've-
episodes. So that's
amazing.
50. That's 50. 50, 60, 60, 72 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
So like. But let's assume they stop there. That's still 72 episodes, 44, 45-minute episodes, as opposed to just a 90-minute or 100-minute movie.
For sure.
I'm just saying in terms of
boils down-
caliber of storytelling. I mean, think about, to me, it's like, one of my favorite shows of all time is The Twilight Zone, which I think is fucking brilliant. Just
Yeah.
an absolutely brilliant show.
Yeah.
And,
One
Rod
hosted by
Serling comes
Forrest-
out.
oh, okay.
Rod Serling comes out, smoking a cigarette, talking about some shit, something crazy happens. Then he comes back out, talks some more
Rod
shit, and it's
Serling
over
is
in
some
20
shit.
minutes.
Have you ever seen
And those are
Man's
like
Head
tight little
Explode?
stories. But think about the nuggets that they plant in your mind. And
Sure,
then but then you see like Ray Bradbury's writing episodes, and all these brilliant sci-fi
Yeah.
writers are writing episodes and stuff like that. I don't like these contained movies where it's just this 90-minute one-off thing. It takes all this time. They build it up forever. It's over before you know it. There's nothing to look forward to
Generally,
after
it's 2
that.
hours now. They don't do.
Yeah,
90
that's the
minutes
thing. Is
anymore.
like nowadays.
But I get what you're coming from.
I mean, it's just the way I look at storytelling. Also, would you rather see Days of Future Past, the X-Men movie, or listen to Days of Future Past, the Moody Blues record? Because that's really the question that I really
I don't know
need
what
you to
that
answer.
second one is, but I'm intrigued.
If it's anything like Days of Future
It's a
Past,
spoken word.
So I mean, the only thing
rendition
is,
of the comic.
Colin, let me put it in terms that I think
Yeah.
you'll vibe with me on. Right?
Okay.
Oh, Harrison vibing.
Right. In the words of the inferior Batman movie, you either die the hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I feel like that's the problem with most TV is that it lives long enough to get that law of diminishing returns, right? Where you're like,
Sure.
I just want this to end. Like that's part of the reason why I couldn't get into Walking Dead. I've talked about this, right? Because I feel like that show's going to go on forever. That's one of the things you love about it. Is you're like, it can go on forever. For me, I need the beginning, the middle, and the resolution. That's how I like my storytelling.
So I think when it comes to the movies, though, is nowadays all the biggest things are like TV shows. They just last a lot longer. Because like X-Men is not just a standalone film. X-Men is a universe of films. The next movie is the next season. You're just getting it in a different
Potentially.
in a different way like that. It's just going to keep going on forever. But at the same time, I want an end. I do want an end. I'm completely with you.
Yeah.
It's like I want to know that there's a story being told and that eventually it will end. That's why I like Game of Thrones. It's so awesome. There's going to be an end. And I know it. So there's thought put into it. It's not like, how can we just keep this thing going?
Right.
Like even with the beloved Fast and Furious series.
That was a good
just keep this
impression
thing
of
going.
George Railroad Martin.
Yeah.
George Railroad?
But with Fast and Furious, like I want an end to that. I want to know that there is someone putting thought into how this amazing series.
They
is gonna
aren't.
end.
They weren't until they decided they need to.
Oh, it's too soon.
Paul Walker.
No, I don't mean the ending. I mean like the fact that there's like this one villain. Or
Did you just
whatever,
cross
right?
yourself?
I did.
What?
I only ever cross myself when people die. That I really appreciate.
I always liked the priest cross that I always wanted to do, which was the
like this.
like the Buddhist monk sort of like karate.
Nope, that's
Where you're
not a
like-
Buddhist thing.
I don't think the
They might
Buddhist
come
monk
at
would
you.
cross
They
himself. but
might
maybe.
come at you with this.
Wait,
and then
why
you're
is
like,
that
"Where's
Buddhist monk making the sign of the?
It was the karate.
He was
so
warming up
good.
his Buddhist monk karate.
So
He
the most
got me.
important thing
He got
to
me off
me
guard.
about movie theaters, though, is the experience of the before and after. The after, where you go
walk
around
out
and
with
you
people.
talk about it, and you're just like, "What do you think? This is what I think. Oh,
Yeah.
did you catch this? All that stuff." And like, you don't get that just sitting around. No matter what, you just don't. It's not
I love
the same.
I love digesting a movie with like 5 people.
But there's also something about the fact that you just paid for this thing. You just all had to watch it. You weren't doing a bunch of other stuff. You're sitting here in this room. You need to respect other people around you, so you have to watch.
Yeah.
Whereas if we're just watching here,
Right.
You know, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Oh, I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna
Right.
text people.
How many
But
times you gotta
can't
gotta
do that.
pause? Your wife gets up and you're like, do you want me to pause it? Do you
No,
want
it's
me to pause it?"
okay. Are you sure you don't want me to pause it? All right.
And then you pause it. And then my wife always does this because we very seldomly rent movies. Like on Comcast, if you hit the button when you're watching normal TV, it goes back like 30 seconds. If you hit that same button when you buy something, it goes back like 15 minutes. And you're like, why?
Yeah.
I give a
But
shit
also,
for
in
that.
addition to that, I think before the movie is
First world
so
problems.
important with the trailers.
Oh, yeah.
I think trailers
Right, I
are
like
just
this.
as
Oh, yeah.
important as the movie is, but the problem is these days, that's ruined. That's so gone. I'm never in a theater and like, what is this what I think it is? Oh my God, it is. Like, the internet gives you everything. Gives you all the trailers.
Sometimes
no
they-
The last
surprise.
the last
Now-
awesome one was Chronicle.
Yeah,
Cloverfield.
yeah.
Cloverfield. Remember that? We went and saw a movie together, and you went to the bathroom to get popcorn or something, and you came back, and I was like trying to explain.
Yeah.
might
It was
be
like Godzilla!
It might be Godzilla, but I'm not sure. And they threw the oh my God.
That was a good one. They
And, like,
did
see,
a
that's
great
awesome.
job.
But now it's like,
But now
super
they're all
everything.
debuted ahead of time.
Now the
and
difference
everything.
is, like, I'll be sitting there and like I'm with my friend. I'm like, oh man, it's the Ninja Turtles trailer, and like I'm still excited to see it on the big screen. But
I
it's
totally know what you mean. I've had this trailer in my mind that I'll never get to see, but I think would be amazing if like you go to the theater and you sit down, eat your popcorn, and the lights come down, and they start to show the trailers, and this trailer is for like. It's like dark, and there's this broody music, and there's lights up. There's these two actors facing each other down, and they have British accents, and they're sort of circling each other, and they're talking about some stuff, and they're like, blah, 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 I have to kill you because of this, and like, no, it can never work because of this, and da 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 da, and then they're like, okay, and then it's like, and they both light their lightsabers, and you're like, oh my God, new Star Wars movie! That you would never have that.
Yeah.
You would never have that surprise
Oh my God,
today.
I was really excited for a second. I was
Right?
like, wait, that's coming?
How awesome would that be?
Yeah.
I mean,
We
there-
can't have that anymore.
Then that's the thing.
can't
for
have
me,
nice
like,
things.
This is why I hope that theaters never die, even though I know they will. Is that
They won't. I don't think they're gonna die.
I do.
they're
I
gonna
think they
die
will.
off. They'll die off.
I don't know about
There'll
that.
I
always
went-
be a little art house like thing. You could play a big movie
Like,
still. Or
would you
whatever.
rather watch like Godzilla opens? Would you rather watch it at home on this TV
No,
or
so
on your
I want
IMAX?
to see it. I want to see it in something the biggest screen I could possibly see it at, as long as it's not 3D and not IMAX.
was
Because
Portillo-
Not
in
IMAX.
It was not shot in IMAX.
I get you, I get you,
Did
I
not
get you,
that.
I get you.
But no, I mean there are still those times where like I'll see it the trailer online or like that's really cool. But like I keep coming back to this. I forget what movie I was seeing. I think it might have been The Dark Knight Rises, but I think that timing might be off. And a trailer starts, and I was with my wife, and she goes, "What is this?" She hadn't seen it, and I was like, I was about to say it's Man of Steel, but I stopped myself, and I was like, "Just watch." And she was like, "That looks really, really good. Like, I'm in. Let's go see that." And
I'm
like,
damn.
And then it was not really, really good.
No, sadly, it did not live up, but the trailer was
trailer-
fucking amazing.
She talked about it at Dampus.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg.
My wife that would be the thing. That would,
Cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Time to go mobile.
no one cared who he was until he pulled it on the mouse.
So fucking good.
I would
dude.
want day one digital and movie. Like, I don't want the movies to go away. I
That's what
want
I'm
that-
saying. Give
But
me an
once,
option.
but once that happens, the movie theaters are going to slowly
Yeah,
die.
they're gonna slowly
and
die.
it's the same thing that's happening with game stores right now, right? Game stores are going to disappear.
Yeah.
And because everything will be digital, and anyone who's resisting that, resist away, it's going to happen. And, it'll make things cheaper and make
Same with
games cheaper.
Blu-rays. Blu-rays will disappear eventually too.
No.
I don't know. I think
Fuck.
a lot of theaters will go away, but look at vinyl today.
Right.
Vinyl is still a thing.
But it's
that
still
people enjoy.
It is, and vinyl's great, and the sound quality on vinyl is awesome.
There are always
unparalleled.
going to be some people who want to go to the theater.
Sure, but it's the same thing I think about with arcades. Arcades still exist, but they really are like a niche
Sure,
kind of thing.
okay.
Like I like vinyl and have a lot of buddies that collect vinyl. I don't because it takes up so much room. But like to me, I think it's a good thing because it will bring movie costs and prices down, and then you'll be able to rent things day and date. Because I agree with Greg in the sense that there are certain movies that come out. Godzilla is actually a good example where I'm like, I'd probably see that. I saw that garbage Godzilla movie in the theater in 1998. And
Please no.
Come with me. You know I love that song.
Please know that the new Godzilla is worlds better than
I only
that.
saw it because I
really
like that
is.
rap rock song in it.
Oh, so good.
But there are movies where I would actually make. I just hate. I'm like Greg. I fucking hate the movies. Like I like the experience. If I'm sitting in a theater in a quiet theater by myself or with just a few people and enjoying the movie on the big screen, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's never like that. And I don't enjoy watching it with other people. I don't enjoy the gasps and the laughter. It's just like I don't need it feels like taped laughter on Golden Girls or something. Like I don't need that. I want to be able to enjoy it on my own terms.
It's the opposite of tape laughter on Golden Girls. It's real laughter. There's people enjoying it with you.
The exception, like to all of my bitching about movie theaters, right, was Avengers. And like I usually go and see most superhero movies at midnight. I've just been too busy this summer blockbuster season. And Avengers was the most electric crowd I've been in outside of a wrestling event. Because people were like freaking out, and I always tell a story of, when we sat through and got to the after credit scene with Thanos or whatever, there was a girl in front of me who stood up, screamed, waved her arms like Kermit the Frog, like she was at a Beatles show. And I was just like, damn, Thanos kind of sucks, and you people are fucking all in.
Thanos
I love it.
Awesome.
Oh, the Dark Side knockoff, please.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Read a comic every once in a while.
I would say I totally agree with Greg that going to the movies sucks in a regular theater situation. But here in San Francisco, we have Kabuki. In LA, they have the ArcLight theaters.
Yeah.
If you can reserve your seat ahead of time,
Alamo Draft
if
House.
they're serving alcohol,
Yeah.
then it's awesome.
See, even then, I don't want to drink because I have to pee.
No, I will totally drink to the movie.
That's
But I
pretty
also
bad.
agree with Colin that the best entertainment for adults being made today is on TV. Unquestionably.
Absolutely.
Colin's looking up something.
Well, I
else,
mean, I
man.
also think that
Some
like
fucking Bane.
they're
I
not
don't
going to
know
make
what
movies
Colin's
for
gonna do.
adults because that limits the audience.
Right.
on
I mean,
making
I
the
think
money.
about it all the time, like, or not all the time, but on this one especially, all the commercials they were showing for the theater and all these other things, and like the way they were talking to kids and shit about like graduation. It was just like, man, that's right. In high school, all we fucking did was go to the movies.
Yeah.
Friday night, go to Michael Bryan's house, get a piece of pizza, go to the movies. Saturday, probably go to the movies.
I think that's another thing
Then
too.
play
Is like
Smash
for me,
Brothers.
I grew up here in the Bay Area and in San Francisco, and I still go to the same theaters that I grew up going to in high school and stuff. So there's something about it. Where I'm just like, yeah, this is right. This
Yeah.
just feels right.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't care that I'm growing up. Like it's still.
They all stay
I
the
feel
same
like I'm
age.
surrounded. Yeah.
I loved Godzilla, but the best movie I've seen in theaters this year is The Raid 2.
Oh, I did not see that.
Super hard R.
I did not see that.
So good.
I loved The Raid.
Dude, The Raid 2 is even better.
Ah,
Yeah, you got to see it.
all right.
All right, that's a good topic.
Portillo's got the goat over here.
Colin's
He
on
doesn't
that
have the
one.
goat. He's killing his
got it
toy.
here.
Colin will continue to look for his sound bites
All right.
until it's all done.